we would all start out with a very small circle of competence. Usually probably the best area to that we likely have some competence is products and services that we are consuming. Those are probably the most likely candidates of businesses that might be the easiest for us to understand. I've never paid much attention to or tried to expand the circle. I think that kind of happens by osmosis. And I don't think one should really even be trying to make the circle wider. It will naturally get wider if you have a diversified set of interests and if you are, seeker of what Munger would call worldly wisdom. So I think that will, and if you have a curiosity about different things, then the circle kind of naturally expands as you go along. But the size of the circle is not really correlated with investment success. So, and we see that all over the place. So if you look at any successful entrepreneur, they may be really good at their business, but they may not know anything about anything else. But just knowing enough about their business or their industry is sufficient for them to do quite well. And Munger talks about this friend of his, and he passed away, I think, a couple of years ago, John Arriaga. He was a billionaire, lived in the Bay Area, and he was a real estate investor. And he only invested in properties within a mile of the Stanford University campus, not the Bay Area, not California, not the United States, just that 1 mile radius around the Stanford campus. And he did incredibly well. And if you would have walked with him around the perimeter of the campus, he could pretty much tell you everything about every building, you know, what the rents were, what the last time it was sold for, what it's worth, all these things. And basically, John Arriaga was selling off a lot of his properties when things got euphoric. And he would buy them all back and others beyond that when things got overly pessimistic. But he never drifted away from his circle of competence. And interestingly, Mark Andreessen, of Andreessen Horowitz and Netscape fame, dated and subsequently married Arriaga's daughter. And so that's like billionaire to the power of billionaire. And so anyway, I think to me the Arriaga model is the model to follow, which is basically it's better to be an inch wide and a mile deep than to be a mile wide and an inch deep. So the deeper you can go into now, of course, the issue is that you can go into a rabbit hole which may not yield a lot of riches. So there's an art to knowing which rabbit holes to go down. But if you go down a rabbit hole with a rich vein of opportunity, you don't need too many rabbit holes, and you'll do extremely well.